Hello, boys and girls. It's Mr. Page, and today we're going to be talking about plants and cellular respiration. Here's our good friend, the plant cell. And you remember the last time in the last lesson we talked about photosynthesis and the involvement of the chloroplast. Today we're going to be talking about how the chloroplast interacts with the mitochondrion, the mighty mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. So the chloroplast makes the food, and the mitochondria stores the energy from that food. Here's the chemical reaction of photosynthesis, and you can see it brings in carbon dioxide, water, and it gives off sugar and oxygen. Well, we all know that plants give off oxygen into the atmosphere, and they suck in all the carbon dioxide to make their food. Well, here's the cellular respiration process. Again, you need energy from the sun, chloroplast, which contains the chlorophyll. And through that process, photosynthesis occurs and it creates sugar, which is the food, and gives off oxygen, which is what you see here. Well, after it gives off oxygen, it's got the sugar. The food of the sugar goes into the mitochondrion, creates the energy for the plant, but then it's out of breath. It's out of energy. It needs this chemical here called ATP, and that ATP charges up the whole process again, brings in more carbon dioxide and water, and the process just repeats again. All living things must have a continuous source of energy. So you have photosynthesis creating the energy, cellular respiration recharging the system to do it all over again, and the magical chemical that it needs is that one in the yellow circle in the middle. It's called ATP. It's a fancy molecule. I'm not going to bother you with the actual chemical name of it. You'll learn that in later years. But right now, I just want you to remember it as ATP. It is the rechargeable battery, just like the battery in your phone. So, the photosynthesis process, we compare it to the cellular respiration process as follows. Notice that in photosynthesis, you need carbon dioxide and water. And in the process, it recharges this ATP chemical and it creates glucose and oxygen. Those are the products of photosynthesis. Notice the opposite is true for cellular respiration. For cellular respiration, we take these products and that becomes the reactants of cellular respiration. For cellular respiration, you need glucose and oxygen. The glucose goes through the cytoplasm, which is the jelly like substance inside of a cell. It travels in the cytoplasm through the Golgi apparatus. That energy goes to the mitochondria where it gets stored, and then it creates a recharged ATP battery and gives off the products carbon dioxide, water, and a little bit of heat. So you see, photosynthesis needs these items to create these items. Cellular respiration is the opposite. It needs glucose and oxygen to create carbon dioxide and water. And it is this ATP battery that makes it all work. Photosynthesis draws the battery down, cellular respiration charges it back up. Photosynthesis draws the battery down, cellular respiration charges it back up. I'll show you a diagram of it. So it's a complete ecosystem. This is what makes the process of plant growth and development continue, of development of food over and over and over. Photosynthesis draws the ATP battery down. Cellular respiration draws the battery back up again. And the photosynthesis process repeats over and over. Again, notice photosynthesis starts out with recharged ATP, carbon dioxide, and water. It results in glucose and oxygen. Cellular respiration begins with glucose and oxygen and recharges this ATP up again and ends up with ATP, carbon dioxide, water, and generates a little bit of heat. So one process's reactants are the other process's products. Notice, here you have the reactants, here you have the products. Here you have the products in photosynthesis. Those are the reactants of cellular respiration. So it's the opposite process. So if there's any two things I want you to remember about this is that the chargeable and discharge of the battery of ATP in the process of photosynthesis to cellular respiration. And the other thing is that one process's reactants are the other process's products. What if the plant doesn't have any leaves? Can cellular respiration still take place? You know, you need glucose in order for cellular respiration to take place. Well, if the plant is just germinating, the leaves are not fully developed, but the sugar, the glucose, is found in the cotyledons. So as long as there's glucose around, cellular respiration can take place. So that's how cellular respiration takes place in a germinating seed. Its sugar is found in the cotyledons, these parts of the seed right here. Once the leaves are developed, of course, photosynthesis is going to create the all the everything necessary for food development through photosynthesis, which creates the glucose, which enables cellular respiration to take place. That's it. That's all I have for you today, guys. Up next is animals and cellular respiration for animals. And feel free to watch this video as many times as you need. Remember to learn something new every day, and I will see you next time.